Hey, today I'm just going to quickly talk about olive trees. The wind's picking up as usual as soon as I turn the camera on. Now, olive tree growing for me is pretty easy. I've got about 20 trees, table variety olives, not the oil variety, because you need stacks to make a good amount of olive oil, and I just want to eat them anyway. So they've only been in for a few years. They've grown pretty well. I've been picking any fruit that forms off the trees, and hopefully this year and next year we should get a good crop of olives, so I'll go through the whole process of like keeping them and all that kind of stuff. Now, I just want to keep it quick because the wind is starting to pick up as per usual. Now you can see, I'll just get behind the camera. You can see my shadow on the ground, which is good. You can see the olive tree here. Now this is about 5 years old, this olive tree. They are slow growing. The main things, I just pretty much adhere to 3 points as far as growing olive trees. Now I am very amateurish as far as olive growing goes, but what I do works for me, so you know, there's obviously people out there with a lot more knowledge on it. But the first thing is, don't move them if you can. Try and pick a nice sunny spot, alright, so they can be in the sun all day, alright, all day. Nice hot spot. They obviously originate in the Mediterranean, so nice hot spot. Free draining soil, alright, so something that's they don't like to have wet feet, so don't put them somewhere low lying where it's constantly damp, alright, and don't move them. And when you plant them, don't mess with the roots. They don't like to be dug up and moved around like native trees or Australian native trees sometimes. So if you adhere to those, nice hot sunny spot, free draining, put them in once and leave them, you should be fine. Now this is one of the trees you can see I've mulched around the base. I've used the old carpet around there which suppresses all the weeds. You can see the grass growing around there, so it's given it a good nice kind of diameter of area where it's not going to get any interference with weeds taking away anything from it or anything like that. And I feed them probably 4 or 5 times a year, starting from early spring right into autumn. And all I do, I just lift up the corner, alright, just tip it over, and I chuck a few handfuls of food in there, and then I put it back and put the mulch back on. That's all I do. I don't even water mine. They're one of those trees, self-sufficient trees on my property, where if they survive without watering, then great. If they don't, then they just have to go. I just can't afford, with all the fruit trees I've got, to water everything. I might water them 3 or 4 times a year max. That's about it. Yeah, pruning fruit trees is another thing altogether. I could do a whole video on that, so I won't kind of go through the whole subject here. But people have been asking, you know, what's the deal with olives? Do you have olive trees? Yada yada. So yeah, I do. I've got about 20 or so, and this is one of them here. So cool. Nice hot spot, free draining. Feed them about 4 or 5 times a year, and don't mess with the root systems, and mulch around the base. And that's it. Cool. Any more info, there's heaps of sites on YouTube where you can actually look up, you know, proper growers, and they'll go through a whole thing of, you know, growing olives, processing olives, different varieties, table and oil varieties and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm obviously pretty limited with my knowledge on it, but there's stacks of good sites on here. Just put in olives and you'll get a whole plethora of different sites come up. So yeah, just as a kind of recap on the emails I've got, that's what I'm on there. Cool. Alright, thanks for watching. Any questions, give me a yell and I'll try and answer them. Alright, see ya.